G'day guys, how are we? Welcome to another edition of What's Your Verdict? This is where we go back in time, revisit one of the most controversial fights of all time, show some highlights. I'll give my notes about what I thought of the round. I'll score the round, and then at the end of it, I'll give my verdict. So it's always a little bit controversial. I will say it's been great to have a lot of the feedback from you out there in YouTube land, and it's good and bad, whatever. It's all good. It's just my opinion as it is yours. And it's always a little bit tricky because these fights are always so close, which is why they're controversial. So it's always a little bit of fun. So in this episode, you can see there, we're going to go for DEVIN, HANEY, VASILY, LOMACHENKO. Now, usually we go for fights that were conducted or took place years ago. This one took place 1 week ago. Yes, 1 week. So I've been home. I was actually at this fight. I've been home a couple of days. And I thought, what better time to revisit this one, because there's been a lot of discussion, a lot of conjecture about this fight. Be interested to see what you guys think. There will be a poll on Instagram, so make sure you check it out if you watch this in the next sort of couple of days. But it's always a little bit of fun. So yeah, as I said, we normally go back years. I did say actually in the last episode we're going to do Canelo and Triple G1. I just had to do this fight. There's been so much discussion about this since I've been home, and I had to do it. So just a little bit of insight into this. I haven't actually watched any highlights or anything of this fight since I've been home. Of course, I was there live for this and scored it. I've got my scorecard in front of me, because what I did while I was there, I scored it as I went. So what I'm going to do, I think there's 5 or 6 rounds that I had different, so I'll let you guys know that as I score the fight. So it's a little interesting reading. So as I said, I haven't watched any highlights at all. This is the first time I've seen any of the fight, and it's interesting how it looks live to when you watch it on YouTube or TV, whatever it is you guys did. So a little bit of insight into the fight. Took place, of course, last weekend, May 20th, 2023, at the MGM Grand Garden in Las Vegas for the World Lightweight title, so all 4 belts. HANEY going into the fight was 29-0, 15 KOs. Lomachenko was 17-2 with 11 KOs. And I've got to say, one thing that really took me by surprise when I looked at the guys' records is that Lomachenko actually turned pro 2 years before DEVIN, HANEY, but he's had 10 less fights, if you can, or 11, 12, sorry. What's that? 10 less fights. I'll look at the record again. So, yes, turned pro 2 years earlier and has had 10 less fights. So he hasn't really fought a lot over the years, probably been a little bit more quality over quantity, whereas DEVIN, HANEY, has a lot of young fighters who, remember, he's only 24 years old. So and I think he had his first 4 or 5 fights in Mexico because he turned pro at just 16 years of age. So sometimes we forget how young he is. So 24, Lomachenko 35, 36 I think he was or is. I keep forgetting it's a week ago, not years ago. But either way, it's a great fight, great atmosphere, I will say, being at the fights. And I will say before, in case I forget, this in my opinion is the most skillful, strategically entertaining fight that I've ever seen live. A lot of masterful fighters out there over the journey, but just watching these two guys, and you can see there with the poster there on the chess theme, that was exactly what it was like. These two guys just feeling each other out, both looking to counter the counter, if that makes sense, and counter the counter again. Brilliant footwork, speed, combinations, you name it. This fight had everything. Now, it's probably not one of those fights that will say that maybe we call them the boxing casuals, I suppose, that just want to see the blood and guts. This was a real tactical fight that the purists of boxing like myself just loved to see. So skillful, a little bit like the week before in Stockton, California, when I went to see Jason Maloney win the world title over Vincent Astrolabio. Same thing, the fans were upset because they wanted blood and guts. It was just a masterful boxing exhibition by Jason. But that's another time, another episode maybe. But on to this one. Let's get into it as we're speaking there. Round number 1. Look, as I said, it's just a great buzz to be at the venue for this fight. There was an electric atmosphere in the stadium. I've just got here, as expected, very much a feeling out round. Both hesitant to punch first at the risk of counters. Don't forget, both of these guys are very, very, very good counter punchers. Most of their good wins have been letting the other guy punch first and then countering quickly and scoring points that way. You can see there Lomachenko on the front foot. I thought Haney pushed the pace early, but Loma took centre ring as the round went on. Not really a lot of meaningful punches, I will say. Landers both looked for the perfect opening and reluctant to take risks, which is quite normal in a fight of this magnitude and similar styles. I thought Loma flurried the end of the round, but I just thought Devin Haney just did enough to win a very close round. I must say, on the night, I've just got it here, I did actually give this round to Lomachenko, but I will say, having rescored it, I actually gave the round to Devin Haney. Now, again, a lot of these rounds are very, very close. I should probably put that out there. So many close rounds, bar one or two. Could have went either way, which is why the scorecards were probably all over the place. But look, as I said, on the night, I gave it to Loma 10-9, but watching it back, a really, really, really close round, I did score it to Devin Haney 10-9, which puts him in front 10-9, 1 round to zip. Into the second round. I thought Loma looked up to tempo, started really quickly. I just thought Haney looked to be struggling a little bit with Loma's speed, and we all know he throws lightning quick combinations on the counter. You can see him there pushing the pace. Loma just still trying to find his range, find his rhythm. I thought Loma appeared to be looking to counter the counter puncher, if that makes sense. And then surprise him with those second attacks, really launch him with those 3, 4, 5 punch combinations and try and finish the round really strong. Look, this is a really close round. You can see there, Devin Haney just sort of looking to establish a jab. Loma looking to, as I said, counter those the counter puncher and almost employ that strategy of really just going with Haney for most of the round and then coming home really strong with a flurry to steal the round. A little bit like what Sugar Ray Leonard did to Marvin Hagler all those years ago. However, Haney's a totally different fighter to Hagler. And so I'm not quite sure that strategy necessarily worked. But this was another really, really close round. You can see they both have their moments. Now, look, on the night, it's the end of round 2. On the night, I did actually score it to Haney 10-9, but as you can see there, I've given it to Lomachenko 10-9. So it really sort of cancels each other out. I gave Loma the first one, and then Haney the second one on the night. But you can see there, I've swapped them around. So still the same, 19-19, 1 round each after 2 rounds. Into round number 3. And I've got to say, it was so electric in the arena with this. There wasn't a lot of action, but it was just like, who's going to punch first? Who's going to counter? It was just a real chess match, as the marketing sort of highlighted there in the poster. So round 3, Loma looking very comfortable now, we'll say, moving in and out with perfect angles, and he has that little side steps that he does after he punches. Just a brilliant tactician. Haney continues to be beaten to the punch, I thought, and countered with those lightning returns. So I thought at this stage that Loma was getting the better of countering each other. As I said before, they're both trying to do it to each other, but I just think Lomachenko was having the more success. I thought Haney had his moments, but looks a little bit frustrated by the footwork and speed of Lomachenko. You can see there, he punches, boom, 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 and he's just off to the side. And I just don't think Haney has ever fought anyone like Lomachenko. He's had some good opponents, of course, but Loma is just different one, different beast entirely. And I just thought he was struggling, as I said, with the speed, the footwork, being countered that he's not really used to. He's used to being the counterer. And I just thought that Lomachenko did a brilliant job of almost beating Haney at his own game. So you can see there I've got Lomachenko for that round 3, which puts him ahead 29-28 on my unofficial scorecard. So, and on the night I scored that same round for Lomachenko as well. Let's get into round number 4. I thought a better round for Haney. The first time he really started to use his jab. Now, in the first 3 rounds, he sort of poured it out. So he just poured out the jab and poked and prodded with the jab. This is probably the first round where he really speared the jab out. And I'm not sure that was a instruction from the corner. As I said before, I didn't have the volume up, and of course I was at the venue on the night, so of course couldn't hear it. So I'm not sure that was a instruction from the corner, but you can see there really starting to use the jab a lot more. And this made Loma, just kept him a little bit off balance. Because in the first 3 rounds, he was allowing Lomachenko to really set himself, get his angles right, but this really just put Lomachenko off balance a little bit, and I thought made it a pretty good round for Haney. The exchanges I thought were pretty even, but I just thought that Haney's jab really did do enough to win him the round. You can see I've given him the round 10-9. Now, again, surprisingly, on the night in the venue, I gave this round to Lomachenko, but I've given it to Haney this time 10-9, which ties the scores up 38-38. It's amazing, as I said, that in the venue compared to watching on TV or on YouTube, it's a hell of a lot different. But you can see there, 38-38, and I think most people would probably have it around the same. I think watching the replay, I think it was Max Kellerman from Showtime actually had this. I think he had Haney in front 3-1, which I can't really see. But so, like a lot of these, pretty much every round could have went either way. You could have had 4 rounds to each, or 3-1 either way, or 2-2 like I've got it there. But anyway, we'll go into round number 5 now. Thought it was a very technical round. Both boxers still very cautious about leading in fear of being countered by their opponent. I thought Haney pushed the action a lot more from centre ring. You see there, Haney Lomachenko took it for start, but as the round on, I thought Haney started to push Lomachenko back a little bit. He took centre ring, and I just thought he had a little bit more success with his punches. Loma, a little bit more lateral movement, footwork. He did continue with the surprise combinations. That was obviously, I think, his strategy is to surprise Devin Haney, not just countering with 1 or 2 punches, they actually counter with 3, 4, and 5 punches to try and offset Devin Haney's rhythm. But I just thought that Devin Haney, you can see, I thought he had the better of the exchanges. Again, another really, really tough round to score, as pretty much every round was. And it depends really how you score it, what you're looking for. I'm looking for a little bit of everything in there, but I just thought with this round, I just thought Devin Haney just got the better of the action a little bit. Both had their moments, but I just thought that Haney's still on the jab. I thought he got a little bit better of the combinations, and surprisingly, I actually have him up 3-2. So on the night, I think I had it 3-2 the other way for Lomachenko. But you can see there 10-9 for Devin Haney, so 48-47. Into round number 6, a very, very tough round to score. Haney's the aggressor. I thought he was trying to throw the harder shots, but Loma was really picking the shots really well. I'm not quite sure the punch output, but I thought Haney was throwing the more punches, or the more methodical, harder punches, but Loma was just picking his shots, countering very, very well, slick shots, and it was, again, a really tough round to score. Both have the moments throughout the round, but I thought Loma was just getting the better. Back to that countering, and I don't know why, but Haney stopped pumping that jab out for some reason. See, there's just looking for that 1 or 2 shots. Loma starts to pick up the pace, takes centre ring, and I think that's when he's having the most of his success, when he was taking centre ring. So it just seemed to be that chess match of who takes centre, because whoever was winning the round seemed to be the guy in the centre of the ring pushing the other one back. So, look, another really, really tough round to score. I know I've said it every single round so far, but I just thought in this one, I was at round number 6, I thought again Lomachenko just had the little bit better of it, and I still couldn't understand why Haney had gone away from that jab that worked so well for him in the last couple of rounds. So I've got Lomachenko in front there. I scored this round for Loma on the night as well, 10-9. And after 6 rounds, you can see there, 3 rounds apiece, 57-57. So I'll be interested to see how you guys had it out there. But I think that's probably fair at this stage. But we'll see. Round number 7. Another close round. I know I say it again. Both having patches of success. Haney continued to be the aggressor. Loma looking for angles and those ambush attacks that he was doing. Beautiful straight left hands. You can see there that Loma was throwing. He caught Haney a lot of times with that straight left. Loma, I thought, appeared to be just showing the first signs of fatigue. I think he had a mark under the eye. Just started to slow down a little bit, but still having success. And I just thought he started to initiate a lot of the clinches as well. And I just thought Haney, even though he probably wasn't as busy with his punches, I thought he landed the more meaningful punches, the harder punches, backed Loma up a little bit. I just thought, as I said before, that Loma was just starting to show the first signs of fatigue, and I just thought Haney sort of got the better of him in this round. You can see there, back on the jab, counters with a really good right hand there, and I just thought, even though Lomachenko was walking up, trying to initiate things, I don't think he really landed any punches. And if you look at even those little flurries he threw in this round, none of them really landed. I just thought Devin had the better of the round. So I've given that round to him, and it puts him in front 67-66, or 4 rounds to 3 after 7 rounds. So now things start to get a little bit interesting as we head into... Oh, sorry, I'll just head back to that. On the night, also scored this for Devin Haney, the 7th round. So into round number 8. All right, so a very tactical round, I thought. Both continued to look for the counter punch. You can see there, both just waiting for the other guy to punch so they could counter those quick punches. Haney looking for that counter straight right. Loma looking for that counter straight left. And a really, as I said, tactical round there. Both take turns being the aggressor. Haney sort of hitting gloves while Loma lands sharp jabs and lead right hands. I think he thought he had a really like a good success with that sneaky little right and left hand. He wouldn't just throw one; he would throw two to again try and offset Devin Haney. So I thought he did a really good job in this round. Look, I thought it was more probably the first round in the fight that was more rough and tough. Both looking to get a little bit down in the trenches a little bit. Both looking to trade a little bit more. And even though there wasn't as many punches thrown, you can see the beautiful right jab from Lomachenko there. Follows up with the straight left. And I think even here you can see Devin Haney starting to lose his composure a little bit. I think he said in the corner at one stage that, geez, this guy's got me figured out and I'm not sure what to do. And I thought at this stage of the fight, that Loma was looking the good. You can see that still even on my scorecard. I gave Lomachenko the 8th round, so it's 4-4, 76-76. Now, on the night, I actually gave that round to Haney, but reversed that there. It's amazing how you, as I said before, how you see it live to watching it on video. So I think I had 6 rounds, I think it was, that were different on the... So it's half the fight. So it's amazing. So you can see there, 4 rounds each after 8 rounds into almost the championship rounds. Number 9, I thought Haney showing fatigue like he was in the last round. Continues to push the pace against Loma. And I just thought Loma looked like he'd almost found his second win. You can see there, Max Kellerman's scorecard, 76-76, had it the same way as I did. A few of the rounds were a little bit different, but end result was 76-76, so it proves I'm not going crazy. Again, I'm not sure how you guys had it out there. I just thought the one thing that really surprised me in this round is Haney seemed to abandon the jab. Pokes a few out there, but that wasn't really spearing it out like he was in the early parts of the fight. And for some reason, he's more looking to hunt Lomachenko, and which made it a lot easier for Loma, I thought, to get his angles, pick his shots, rather than being off balance like he was early in the fight where Haney was spearing that jab out. So I thought Haney almost played into Lomachenko's hands a little bit, and just made life a little bit easier for Loma. You see there's some good combinations from him. I'm not sure a lot of them were landing, but it gets the crowd up and about. And I think sometimes if the round's close, those sort of flurries can be what sways a judge from one way or the other, which we saw in the Hagler-Leonard fight. So that is, I think, the end of round number 9. And you can see that I've given another round to Lomachenko. That's the second round in a row for him because this is a bit of a roller coaster. We're all over the show here. So you can see one's up, one's one down, and then we're even. So for the first time, we've got here Lomachenko in front, 86-85, 5 rounds to 4 in favour of Vasily Lomachenko. So into round 10, which I thought was the most definitive round of the fight. Every round so far I thought could have went either way. But I thought this was probably the first definitive round for Lomachenko. So probably I thought the least amount of punches thrown in the fight so far per round. But still really exciting because when they did decide to engage, there was some real good exchanges there. But I thought Loma got the better of pretty much every single exchange that he had. He caught Haney on the counter a lot of times in the round as well. And this is probably at the point where I thought Lomachenko's going to win this fight. I thought Haney wanted to take Loma head on, again abandoning that jab, which I thought was an error. But I thought Loma got the better of the exchanges, and I thought cruised to a pretty comfortable win in the round. I thought he really countered well. Landed some good straight lefts and rights. And I just thought at this stage, I said, see there, 6 rounds to 4. That was a Lomachenko round, 10-9. So 96-94 or 6 rounds to 4. And at this stage, I thought that the fight is Lomachenko's because I didn't really think that Haney had a lot left. And he looked frustrated. He looked beaten. But let's see in the championship rounds, they call it, whether he had something left to go into round number 11. But I thought this was, apart from the last round, was a real clear-cut round for Lomachenko. I thought he really dominated proceedings. I thought he continually beat Haney to the punch, countered repeatedly with success, and threw punches in bunches, which is what he really needed to do. And again, while obviously if I gave this round to Loma, it was going to be really hard for Devin Haney to win. I thought Haney looked spent. I thought he was a beaten fighter. Loma and found another gear, I thought, as well, which was even better for Lomachenko. And I just thought he won the round pretty comfortably in the end. You can see there, now, not only is he throwing multiple punches at a time, he's landing multiple punches in a row. And you can see there, Devin Haney is lost about what to do. And Lomachenko, understandably, his confidence is up, really starting to up the pace, and looks like he's almost found a third win there. And I just thought at this stage, it looks, again, another beautiful left hand there. And I just don't think Haney really did anything in the round to come close to winning the round. So you can see there, we'll go to the round. We'll go to round 11 recap there. So Lomachenko, another round, which means the fight is his to lose. I now have it 7 rounds to 4 for Lomachenko, 106-103. Haney needing a knockout to win. So, which leads us into the last round. And on the night too, by the way, I did score that round for Lomachenko. So, in the round 12, look, I thought it was a great finish to a great fight. It was a really great tactical fight. As I said at the start, not really one maybe the ones looking for blood and guts would have enjoyed, but if you really enjoy that tactical part of the fight game that us boxing fans love, it was just a brilliant end of the fight. I thought Loma took centre ring, but I just thought Haney really dug deep. I thought landed the better punches throughout the round. You can see that I thought Lomachenko really pushed the pace, looking to close out the show. But looking at it close up, I thought Haney, as I said before, dug deep, got some good shots in there, and Loma's not really landing a lot of shots if you look closely with Haney digging those punches in head and body. I thought Loma tried hard to finish strong, but Haney just found something in the last round, and I thought outworked Loma in the last probably minute of the fight to take the round. Look, and it was a really fitting finish to such just a fantastic fight. You can see there, Loma still coming forward, but I just thought, as I said, Haney got the better of the punch of the exchanges in this round. You got to give him credit that he dug deep, and in my scorecard there, he actually won the round 10-9. However, and on the night, I will say I gave that round to Loma, but gave it to Haney there. So that brings me to the final scorecard. You can see there 115-113 for Lomachenko. Now, on the official scorecards, I will say 116-112 by Dave Moretti. So 8 rounds to 4, if you can believe that. David Sutherland had it 115-113, and Tim Cheatham had it 115-113 also, so 7 rounds to 5. I'm not quite sure how you can set. Look, I'm not going to have a go at David Sutherland and Tim Cheatham. I think 115-113, 7 rounds to 5. There were a lot of swing rounds in the fight. But 8 rounds to 4, Dave Moretti, come on, that is just ridiculous. So there was another poll on BoxRec. If you're not quite sure how to do this, jump on BoxRec. You can score the fight, and the fans can put in their input, and it brings you up a bit of an average score by the fans. And they also agreed with me and had it 115-113 for Lomachenko. So I think the main thing is to come out of it. Look, there's probably a lot of rounds you guys out there aren't necessarily going to agree with me on. As Max Cullivan had it there, we had it even most of the time, but different ways to look at fights. But I think the end game probably puts it all in perspective. And I just think 115-113, Lomachenko, 7 rounds to 5. Maybe it could have been a draw. I wouldn't have argued with that. And look, maybe the 115, 113, the Haney. As I said, there might have been a few swing rounds, but I'm just not. I just don't see it. I'm sorry how Haney did enough to beat Lomachenko, and in my mind, the best case might have been a draw. So I'll be very interested to see how you guys have it out there. As I said before, it was a really, really tough fight to score. And having 5 or 6 rounds different to how I scored it on the night to how I scored it now watching it. But I will say, even though I had 5 or 6 rounds different the way I scored it, I still got the same end result, which was 115, 113 for Lomachenko. So you got a feel for Loma. Not sure whether Devin Haney will give him the rematch. Let's hope he does. If I was Devin Haney, I don't think I would want that fight, to be honest, because I think Lomachenko, being the genius that he is, might even be better next time, having had a look at Devin Haney. Might not be as tentative early on in the fight. He might just go out there and back himself to take it to Devin Haney right from the word go. But either way, again, you're looking at our Instagram poll a couple of days after this. Make sure you vote. If not, let us know in the comments what you think. I'm really interested to hear who won, Devin Haney or Vasily Lomachenko. As I said, I'm really keen to hear your view. The next episode, we will do Canelo Triple G1. Look out for that in another 2 or 3 weeks' time. But until then, what's your verdict? Let us know, and we'll see you next time.